Right now, we are here with Lone Peak Volleyball, the 5A champions from this year, so welcome.
Thank you.
First, Coach, we're going to start with you. Brand new coach this year, tell me what it's been like.
It's been fun. High school has been a different type of environment. I love the student support. I love how I get to be in the gym every single day with our athletes. I love their work ethic. I love the school pride. I mean, every aspect about high school volleyball has been fun, but unique to what I'm used to, I guess.
Is it a little different going from comp volleyball into high school this year?
Yes. I think with our club girls, we get to kind of manage the best of the best at all times. You get to pick and choose who you want to work with and what kind of teams we put together. Whereas high school, it's the kids who are in the boundaries, and you take on a different challenge from the standpoint that we have to train who's in the gym and hope that we can do that to the best of our ability. We don't get to go out in the county and just choose whoever we want. So I think that was an exciting challenge and a fun challenge for me.
Okay. So we also have Michaela and Casey here, so thanks for joining me. What would you guys say, what do you think about having a new coach this year?
I think it's been great. We've had our old coach Meyer ever since we were little kids, and he was the director of the club that I played for last year. And it was just great having a familiar face come in and take over, and I think he did a great job, and it was a really great change for us. So,
what are your thoughts, Michaela?
Well, I think going into your senior year, it's kind of like, oh, new coach, and I didn't know Reed, I didn't play club for him, but talking to past players about kind of his coaching style and his philosophy, I think we couldn't have had a better change and a new culture, so it was really great.
And speaking of change, so you guys are both seniors. I wanted to talk about your favorite game this year, and I know you were mentioning that it was a big change. So whoever wants to start, how about with you?
I would say my favorite game was our last region game against Pleasant Grove. It was for the region title, and it was their senior night, and we had beaten them once before, and so for us to come out and to be able to focus and take care of what we needed to do and just focus on what our jobs were, I think it was just such a memorable moment to be able to go out and just give it all and lay it out on the line. So.
And Casey, your favorite was a Pleasant Grove game as well?
Mm-hmm. My favorite was when we played them at home, and I think the reason that was my favorite is because that was the first time that I had ever gotten to start in a game against them at our home court, and that was the first time that we had beaten them on our home court in several years. And so I just think that it was just great. It was a really great night.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Coach, when you finally get to meet all these girls and get to know them throughout the whole season, so now that you have your first batch of seniors leaving, how do you feel about it?
It's tough, I think, because we spend a lot of time in the gym. We develop great relationships. The girls set the tone. I think the seniors always have to set the tone in our gym. And this crop of seniors, I mean, they worked hard every single day. Whether they were on the court or off the court, they worked hard. And so to have that kind of work ethic and that kind of example in our gym, to lose that is always tough. And it's, and you grow, definitely as a coach, you grow fond of the players that you coach. So. And
you have 6 seniors,
Six seniors that are leaving. So that's going to be hard to fill those shoes. But more than anything, I value their the example that they left and the legacy they left in our gym. I think that's going to be a great memory, but also at the same time something hard to replace.
Great. You guys will be missed. Casey, so I hear you guys are both going to D1 schools now. Mm-hmm. So tell me where you're going and what you're excited for.
So I signed to play at SUU, and I'm just excited for the new opportunity to start fresh somewhere and help hopefully build their program up and change some things there and make an impact there. So.
Okay, and what about for you?
I'm going to UVU. I'm so excited. I love the coaching staff, love all the girls. Know some of them, some girls played with in the past, and just really excited to get there and see if I can make an impact on their program as well.
Well, I'm excited for both of you. Coach, talking just a little bit more about the season in general, since it was your first year, your first time with the team, what would you say was the turning point in your season where you knew, hey, this is going to be a playoff team?
Early on, we set some pretty aggressive goals, and we talked about what was it going to take all year. And I think for some of our players, it took a little bit of time to sink in. So we went to a really high-profile tournament in Las Vegas this year, and we played some of the top-ranked teams in the nation and had some great matches, but we didn't quite finish the way that we wanted to. After our last match in that tournament, we sat down as a group and we kind of had it out and just said, here's the reality of the situation now. Here's where we are. Here's where you said you want to be. This is what it's going to take. And we went around the room and every single player looked at me in the eyes and they committed to accomplishing our goals and said, we'll do whatever it takes. And so when we mapped out our new plan, they did it to the T. I mean, there was not one day that they did not live up to their commitments. And so at that point, I kind of had this feeling like, okay, they finally understand. They finally caught the vision of what it's going to take for us to become a championship team. And every day they showed up and did the work. So it's pretty impressive. Yeah, they did.
So
that was great.
Talking a little bit about the championship game, I want you to think back to the actual moment that you guys won the championship game. Tell me about it. What was going through your mind right at that moment?
It was incredible. I don't even, I can't even, there's no words.
No words to describe it.
I've been waiting for that moment since I was 12 and I saw my sister win. She was the last group that won at Lone Peak, and it was everything I could have ever hoped for and more. And I just think looking at my teammates that I had spent the past either 4 months or her the past 6 years playing alongside with, and just looking at them and knowing that we did it was the most incredible feeling. So.
And Michaela, when we were talking about this earlier, you said that everybody just doggy piled and you just hit the floor. And what was going through your mind?
I think, we all just collapsed on the floor and you're just so exhausted, and just knowing that you gave every single effort that you had, and knowing every day, like Reed said, every day that we put in the work and that we put in that effort, just knowing that it paid off and we accomplished what our goal was from the very beginning. I just looked at her and we both just hugged each other and just started crying, because we've been playing together for 6 years and it's been a goal, and to accomplish it, there's no better feeling.
And it's a great way to end your senior year, right? Yeah. So, Coach, last thing for you. What do you see for next year now that you have all the seniors leaving? You have 2 juniors that will be seniors next year, is that right? 3
juniors,
okay.
Yep.
So what's your game plan? How do we regroup for next year?
Early on in the year, we decided that we were going to keep a lot of kids in our program because we wanted, coming in new and fresh, we wanted to keep as many 9th and 10th graders as we possibly could. And so I think we have 30-something 9th and 10th graders, and our 10th graders are pretty talented, a hard-working group as well. And so we have some 10th graders that are going to step up to the challenge for sure. Tasia this year was one of our outsides. When Gabby was injured, she stepped in and played a really good role, and so she played most of our region and was great. So she'll be able to step in and fill one of those roles for us. And there's a few other sophomores that'll come up and that'll help us out a lot. So I feel positive about the future. I think these kids are working hard. They've caught the vision. I think they understand what it's going to take in order to keep the legacy going and alive. And so I feel really confident that next year is going to be another fantastic year for Lone Peak Volleyball.
Great. Well, I'm excited for you guys. Thank you so much for coming in and talking to us today. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we have more Lone Peak girls in the studio to talk to us about their thoughts on the season, and that's up next here on XSR.